Sometimes, when it's been a long week and you're thinking about what you want to do for the weekend, do you ever think, I want to go for a quick walk in the woods where there are very few people, beautiful views, and tons of snow? We call that a Tumalo run. Welcome to The Bend, where we explore all things Bend and Central Oregon. Today we'll explore avalanches, kick turns, coming or not, whoa, and the dangers on the front side of Tumalo Mountain. This week we check out Tumalo Mountain on a bad day. The snow is suspect when we start out, we find an avalanche that happened earlier in the morning, and we make a decision on whether we need to dig a snow pit.
This morning we're back on Tumalo Mountain. We've got a beautiful morning shaping up here. The sun's coming right over the horizon to my right. And in the background we've got the Cascades starting to come to light. Looks like we got a little bit of a layer. It rained 2 days ago and we're probably going to end up digging a pit. But the snow is actually really nice. We can just check it out here. So some of the things we're looking for. One, snow quality on the top, but then also at what point are you punching through a layer? So right now it's kind of showing a layer around a couple of inches, maybe an inch or two, and then it punches through. So we're probably going to dig a pit just to make sure we understand the stability given that rain layer from 2 days ago. Once you reach the bench of Tumalo Mountain, you've essentially come through the dense trees that you'll end up skiing down there. You'll start to really see the sky open up, as you can kind of see in the background. And then the beautiful part is you get Mount Bachelor right behind you, which is really nice. Just a gorgeous morning. The snow is shaping up, the weather's starting to break, everyone's feeling good, and we'll see what the day holds.
People ski Tumalo Mountain for the backside bowl, but it's always the front side that gets me. It's gorgeous scenery, Bachelor, South Sister. As you get higher, Broken Top and the other sisters, and the beautiful Cascade Mountains.
A couple of things about backcountry skiing. It's walking, but it's walking at a fast pace. And so really, to stay comfortable, it's about heat management. So you see, it's function over fashion really when you're getting there, because you got to swap stuff pretty quickly. So you have this one that'll let heat off your head. Then you have a full kind of toque that will trap the heat when you're getting started in the morning. And then I've got a visor as well. Different kinds of gloves that just go all in the pack. Multiple layers, jackets, and that's how you stay comfortable.
So what's interesting about the Cascade Mountains is we'll sometimes get inversions so that it's actually warmer in the mountains than it is down in town. So that's Bend in the fog. And it was pretty cold down there this morning.
And then when we arrived at the parking lot at Tumalo, it was warm. So that's the mix that we're dealing with today, but it's gorgeous out here. We're gonna find out what the snow's doing on the bowl side. We're almost there, and we'll see you up there. So just another check toward the top of the mountain here on the snow conditions and what it looks like. So as you hit it, you can now hear the crunch. So it's really wind blown and you can really punch through. So it's getting a little more sketch as we get higher, and we'll check out what it looks like on the other side.
Even when the snow is bad, it's fun on Tumalo. We saw a couple of skiers on the front side. If you watch carefully, you'll see them. There they go. And off to the backside. Sometimes you get to the backside bowls and it's just not good snow. Sometimes it's downright dangerous. Today we determined it was safe to ski, but it wasn't easy. These are good skiers on a normal day, but everyone in the Tumalo Bowl was having a bit of trouble today.
Well, we're getting a little bit skunked today after the rain from 3 days ago. The snow is really just thick. It's got a lot of moisture in it and kind of an ice layer underneath, so the tracks got super deep. We did manage to make it down to the bottom here of the Tumalo Back Bowl. You can see Bend in there behind me where the fog is. And we're just kind of heading back up now to see if we're gonna do a second run. Scale of 1 to 10, what do you give Tumalo Snow today? 2. 2? At least it didn't have a negative.
Applaud the brave souls who are out in the backcountry today. The snow was thick, and even the smallest hesitation ended like this. This is the perfect time for a kick turn hack. The kick turn is an essential skill in alpine touring. On steep terrain, it's impossible to walk straight up, and you're forced to make a switchback at some point. When you're climbing for 45 minutes, it's also important to balance the work on both sides of the body. The kick turn is so named because as you step and turn, you kick the trailing leg back, which tilts the ski up and allows it to follow. Kick turns are easy to accomplish in good conditions, and there are lots of great videos on how to do them. The challenge is in bad weather or on icy slopes, you need a trick. When you see a normal kick turn, the ski is kicked back behind the body, and if you're balancing on an icy ledge and high winds, this can result in a long slide down the mountain. So the trick is to pull the trailing boot back toward the ankle of the planted foot and then rotate the ski. This makes it easier to balance and lessens the risk of a fall in bad conditions. So don't do this. Do this. To get out of the Tumalo Backside Bowl, it's sometimes shortest to walk up the skier's left on the west side of Tumalo. However, the prevailing winds come from the west, which can make this side icy and howling. We've experienced 50-mile-per-hour gusts on the west side. And it's easy to take a short slide if you make a mistake. The good news is the consequences are relatively low, and it's a short walk out. On the way up the ridge, we spotted what looked like a small avalanche. The thing about avalanches is there is really no such thing as a small avalanche. These chunks of snow look small, but they are probably 60 to 100 pounds each and could easily cause injury or death. This avalanche was caused by a wind-loaded cornice, and a snow pit wouldn't have helped us today. But it's a good reminder to stay focused at all times in the backcountry and stay current on your avalanche training. So on a day like today, sometimes it's better to live to ski another day and head to the front side. The front side of Tumalo is not necessarily steep, but it's technical and crowded with trees, which can make for a lot of fun and good powder. And on a day like today, with a snow quality of 2, we plan to take full advantage of this. The question is, can we get down safely? Uh-oh, coming or not. Whoa! And there are the dangers of backcountry skiing. So ski with a friend, keep your tips up, and even when it looks safe, it's probably not. If you like what we're doing with this channel, as we tell stories about the scenery and people that make up Bend and Central Oregon, consider subscribing. Next up on the Bend, we're heading to a local Bend business to transform an everyday wagon coupe into a midlife crisis dream. This car will get 50 horsepower out of a computer chip, which turns out makes it an attractive safety feature. Who wrote this? Thanks for exploring with us.